Hello there, I'm Sadaf, and in today's video I will be speaking about 20 ways to simplify your life. I have divided those tips into 4 categories: body, mind, soul, and finally happiness, like 5 tips that will give you more happiness in life overall. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. I'm Sadaf and I create videos for women who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s so that they can excel in life, so that they can become better every single day and become more confident, productive, and mentally strong. So subscribe to my channel and let's get started with the video. The number 1 tip in the health category is get up early and expose yourself to the sunlight. So overall, getting up early has been associated with a better cognitive function, which means that you can concentrate better, feel more energized, and also feel more alert throughout the day. And many of us have this habit of going to bed late and then getting up late as well, but it really affects your ability to focus, to concentrate, to make decisions throughout the day. It's very important that you make sure that you are getting up early in the morning. It is going to allow you some time to work out in the morning as well. Overall, it will give you a better mood and it will also boost your mental health, giving you a more optimistic approach towards life. You will feel more agreeable, happier, and you will be able to make better decisions in life. So get up early every single morning and get some sunlight the first thing in the morning. Number 2 is to have an exercise routine. If for whatever reason you don't get time to work out in the morning, always make sure that you have a certain routine that is established and that is flexible enough for you to follow on every single day, whether you are working or not, starting with a minimum of 15 minutes of exercise to 45 minutes or even 1 hour of exercise a day. Along with keeping you in shape and building your stamina, this exercise routine is also going to help you improve your mood and energy over time, and you will see how that boost of mood and energy feels on the body. When initially I started exercising, I started with as little as like 5 minutes a day, but simply having a routine that I followed every single day, I just did whatever I could at that time, and 5 minutes was a lot for me at that time because I did not have any stamina at all. But with time, I have seen how much having a routine that you stick to every single day is more important than doing a 30-minute of exercise once a week. So do something that you can do consistently every single day. Number 3, be active throughout the day. So even if you have done your exercise in the morning or you have planned to do it in the evening, that does not mean that throughout the day you can allow yourself to not be active and simply sit in a position or in a posture that is not good for you. So make sure that throughout the day you are taking little breaks and you are using those breaks to do some whatever kind of exercise that you can do, whether it is taking the stairs, whether it is walking for a little bit. If you are working from home, or if you can allow yourself to do something at home, it is a good thing to, for example, do a few push-ups during your breaks, or maybe do some stretching during those times, because that's very important. And that brings me to the tip number 4, which is stretch as often as possible. So that's also something that we do after post exercise, and it's a great thing to do some stretching, but at the same time it should not be limited to post workout. That is something that you should be doing throughout the day. You should be stretching yourself, especially when you have this habit of working on the computer. Even though you try to keep a good posture in front of the computer, it's still very important to take breaks from time to time and use those breaks to do some stretching, some whatever kind of stretching, whether it is for the shoulders, whether it is for the back, or maybe for the legs, whatever is needed for you in that moment. Take some time to do some stretching. That's extremely important, and that is going to make you feel so much more healthier overall in your posture, in your body, and you will feel in better shape throughout the day. Number 5 tip for your health is to eat mindfully. Every single time you are putting something in your mouth, ask yourself, does your body deserve that kind of food? Is that something that suits you? The last time that you ate it, was that something that had a positive effect on you, or was that something that had a negative effect on you? Sometimes the effect that your food can have on you can be very easily felt. For example, sometimes when I allow myself to eat white bread, which I do not eat often, but if I don't have the choice of eating the whole grain bread, I allow myself to eat the white bread, and I feel very quickly how strongly it affects my digestive system. It also has a very negative effect on how I focus, on how I concentrate. But it's impressive how quickly after that I feel how I'm losing my creative powers. Like it's very strong how I feel it, and I see that as a sign from my body that this is something that is not for me, that does not suit me, that my body does not like. So be mindful of what suits you, what does not suit you, and according to that have a healthy diet. Now let's move on to the mind category. Here are 5 tips that you can use in order to have a healthy mind. So the number 1 tip here is to meditate. Whether you are doing it for 5 minutes a day or for 20 minutes a day, the kind of inner peace that it's going to bring you is going to be very impressive, and that's something that we all are looking for. Some happiness, some inner peace, some way to connect with our innermost selves, and meditation is a great way of doing that. So along with connecting you with yourself, it's also going to allow you to develop your intuition, and after that you will be able to make your decisions from your heart, from your intuition, and no one has ever gone wrong by listening to their intuition. Intuition is a very strong power that we all have. We should definitely focus on developing it further. If you don't do it already, start meditating today, at least for 5 minutes a day. And even though in the beginning it may seem like something that is difficult, but over time you will manage to connect with your body. You will be able to start communicating with your body, and there is nothing more beautiful than that. Number 2 is to keep challenging your mind. It's very important to take your mind out of the regular activities that you do every single day and try out new activities, new things, learn new things, and challenge it. Like stimulate your mind in a way that it uses different parts of the brain that have not been activated, maybe due to the fact that you have been focused on something very intellectual but not something physical. For example, you can start learning a new language, maybe you can try a new sport, or work on learning a new musical instrument that you have never used before. It's important to keep stretching your mind, to keep learning new things, and it's a great way to keep your mind active. Number 3 is to declutter. You cannot imagine the effects that it has on your mind. The more you have things around you that are taking too much space but you do not even use them, the more they are going to suck out energy from what you are putting attention to. So in order to have a good level of energy so that you can focus on things that matter most to you, it's very important to declutter. So get rid of every single thing that you are not using, that is not serving you, and you can ask yourself a few questions when you are throwing them out. But honestly, I have never really regretted throwing out things, even if I liked them but I didn't use them. I have never regretted that. So declutter, and you will see very quickly how much better you feel after that. Number 4 is to unplug for a while. We are today so used to being connected with other people through our phones, and even though it is a great way of communicating with so many people that are so far away from you, sometimes it is not necessarily good for the mind to keep getting those notifications. So be extremely mindful of how you are using your social media, and whenever possible, unplug every single thing, take some time off, and during that time connect with yourself, connect with the nature, connect with your pets or other people around you, but have some real life experience, which I think is becoming more and more rare in our lives. Number 5 is to take some time to laugh, just like laugh, It is extremely important to laugh in order to have a good quality of life, and sometimes you do not necessarily have reasons to laugh in your daily life, but it's important to watch some videos or maybe something else that makes you laugh. Read a book maybe that makes you laugh, but take some time to get a laugh, to get a real laugh, and even more when you are going through a tough phase of your life, because when you are going through a difficult time, your mind is constantly preoccupied by all the things that are not going well in your life. Over time, that becomes a very unhealthy way of living. So in order to create a more holistic space for yourself in that same phase of life that you are living right now, it's important to take some time to laugh. You will see how it's going to build your mental strength over time, how it is going to freshen up your mind and give you so many creative ideas to deal with your own situation in a better manner. And now let's move on to the soul category. In order to nourish your soul, it's very important to take some time also out for the soul. And I think that all those people who don't do that, they do feel some kind of emptiness from within. And it's very important to also give some attention to your soul. Whether you are a religious person person or not, it's very important to practice some kind of spirituality. And the first thing that I would suggest in this category is to spend some time in nature, because nature has answers to so many of our questions, and kind of sounds that come from the nature are extremely powerful. They bring your soul alive. They make you feel connected to the entirety of the universe. And if you have that possibility of going out, taking a walk in nature and just spending some time in nature and listening to those sounds of nature, whether it is birds, whether it is the wind, or maybe some river, whatever it is, it's a very powerful way to connect you with your soul, and you even feel some kind of ecstasy that comes from within, because your soul needs that. It's a very important thing to do for your soul. Number 2 is to do some kind of self-reflection or shadow work. I don't know whether you have heard of shadow work, but it is all about the fact that we all have this very positive side to ourselves, but we also have our own shadow, which are all the things and habits and thoughts that we have that we do not want to look at or accept. But we all have that dark side, and it's very important to confront it in order to process every single thing that you have. So here are a few questions that you can ask yourself while doing some self-reflection. What advice would I give to my younger self? What does this advice tell about my own life experience? Because if you are giving that advice, that means that there is something that you have lived related to that. And related to the shadow work, you can ask yourself something like, what is my biggest fear in life? And what is the worst that could happen in this situation? And if that happens, how can I make myself more capable of handling the situation? This is a very simple way of self-coaching, where you can reflect on that dark side of yourself and bring out answers that maybe you wouldn't have thought of otherwise. So try out this exercise. I'm sure that it's going to help you resolve some issues in your life. Number 3 is to listen to positive, uplifting affirmations. And it's very important, because no matter how good we think that we are or how competent we think we are, there is always room for improvement. And by listening to such affirmations, you are actually telling yourself that this is the person that I am becoming. And the more you are going to listen to such affirmations, the more you will become that. Of course, in order to become a better person, you are going to listen to some positive affirmations that make you a better person. So don't skip this. It's very important. Every single day, whenever you get some time, apart from the music that you listen to, also listen to some positive affirmations and see how they help you become better over time. Number 4 is to spend some time alone. Get to know more about what your priorities are in life. What are your ambitions? What do you like or dislike in life? What are the experiences in your life that you appreciate it? Along with that, you can even think about what are the things that bring you to life, that make you feel happy as a person, that make you feel fulfilled as a person. The more you are going to spend time alone, the more you will feel that there are questions that are rising from within, and the more you are going to make the effort of answering those questions. So it's a great way to connect yourself with your soul, and that may even help you find your purpose, which is the last tip that I was going to talk about. So find a purpose that you want to work on according to the experience that you have had until now. What are the strengths that you have acquired as a person? How can you use those strengths to now help other people? As soon as you have some idea, it's very important to work on that, because you find your purpose by taking some action. And if you are not taking action, it will be very difficult to just sit down and do some evaluation and come up with an idea that is perfect for yourself. And you will finally get to a purpose that you may feel entirely satisfied with. Now the happiness category. So the number 1 tip I have in this category is to stop overthinking. Overthinking is something that many of us do, and unfortunately it takes away from you so much of your energy and power. So the tip I would give here is to, as soon as you see yourself overthinking, change the scenario immediately. Do something that takes you out of that state of mind that you are in, and that forces you to think about something else. Like, for example, go for a long drive immediately, and that is something that is going to make you appreciate the scenery that you have around yourself, to focus on the driving, to maybe listen to some music, but without allowing you the space to overthink. If you need to do something more drastic, take a cold shower, maybe that is going to wake you up But these are things that you can use in order to stop overthinking immediately. It's also a good thing to keep yourself busy with activities that stretch you, that make you learn new things, because most of the time when we are overthinking, these are thoughts about how other people talk to us or how a certain situation went when we actually wanted it to go some other way. But by doing such activities, you gain confidence little by little, you learn new things, and that is something that takes away that idea of you that you are building by overthinking such scenarios or situations. And also always keep your own mind clean when you are thinking about other people, because the more positive you are going to think about other people, others are also thinking positive things about you. So in order to be happier, stop overthinking. The number 2 tip is to find some music that you can go back to whenever you are feeling exhausted or lost or tired or even unhappy. I don't know whether you have heard of those anchors of normality. That means anything that brings you to a normal state of mind that you would like to be in. The thing is that every single day we go through different situations. Sometimes they take a lot of our mental energy. At the end of the day, we really need to get back to that homely feeling. Just by getting back home, you do not necessarily get back that feeling. So it's very important to have something that you can go back to and get back that feeling of being normal or being a good person. What is the music that makes you feel like the best version of yourself? Listening to that music at the end of the day is going to lighten you up and fill you up with good energy so that you can go to sleep in peace, so that you can feel like yourself once again, no matter what happened during the day. Number 3 is to get creative. Creating something from scratch is something that gives you confidence, that makes you feel like you are doing something valuable, whether it is to share with others or not. For example, if I'm creating those YouTube videos, I'm learning so much along the way, but so many times it is so difficult for me to create those videos simply because there are things about the camera I do not know. There are things about editing videos that I do not know about, or maybe sometimes even talking on camera is something that there are things that I do not do the way I would like to. But at the same time, learning over time is something that gives me so much confidence and I feel so much better about myself, and I have to say that it is definitely something that increases my happiness and makes me feel so much more fulfilled and satisfied with myself. Whether you want to do some kind of writing, painting, cooking, or creating something else, today I think we have so many different options to choose from. Even on the computer, you can go for graphic design or learn some other skills on Skillshare and create that for yourself. So whatever makes you feel good, do that, and do that regularly, and you will see how much happier you feel over time. Number 4 is don't compare yourself to others. Every single person's situation is very different, and there are people who have had the privilege of growing up in families that they had access to every single thing and they have a different kind of lifestyle. There are also people who did not have a family at all, or maybe who did not have a good situation in their families, and we all are living together in this world, and it's very important to keep your focus on your own life and think about how can I make my life better over time and give example to others, maybe because there are so many others who may be in your situation and who will get inspired by looking at you because you are working on yourself. Since we have social media today, it has become very easy, unfortunately, to compare ourselves with other people, but it's a very unhealthy way also of living. So it's important in those moments to tell yourself that we can't compete with others, we can't be like others, but just own your own story and live that story and try to beautify your own story from now onwards, no matter what happened in the past, and never underestimate your own achievements because of what somebody else is doing. Instead, focus on your own achievements, focus on the person that you were yesterday, and just compete with that person that you were yesterday. And when you look at other people, maybe get some inspiration from other people, but do not envy them because they are not in the same situation as you are. So just focus on your own story and you will see how much happier you feel simply by stopping to compare yourself to other people. And lastly, think only positive thoughts. Think as the person that you want to become tomorrow, because whatever happened until now, whether you have had a lot of negative thoughts until now, today you can start thinking more positive thoughts. You can start thinking thoughts that are more supportive of the person that you are becoming. So start thinking as the future self that you see yourself as, the ideal person actually that you see yourself as, and keep those positive thoughts in your mind all the time and make the effort. It's going to take effort to your mind to come back to those positive thoughts. So in order to build a life that you are proud of, keep transforming all of your thoughts into more supportive ones, more empowering ones, and make this a habit to all the time transform your negative thoughts into positive ones. That's it for this video. The thing is that by doing these simple things, you are being easy on yourself, you are making your life much better, and you are also connecting yourself with yourself. And this just by itself is going to make your life much simpler. It is going to help you live a fulfilled life, and you will start to feel as this authentic person that you actually are. And the more authentic you are, the simpler your life will become. So I hope that you got some great ideas from this video. What are the things that you do in order to simplify your life? Please share with me in the comment section below, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye.